All right, let's do secant and cosecant. So remember that secant or cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So I'm just going to graph this as if it were a sine function first. So here, amplitude 1, period is not changed. It's still 360. And I moved it over to the right, 150, right? So 150 to the right. So here's 90. Halfway between 90 and 180 is 135. So it's going to be a little more than that, right? Something like right there. And then the period's every 360. So 150 plus 360 is 510. It could be something like that. Okay. All right. So that's a full period. And then if I think about halfway between, let me see. So halfway between 150 and 510. So I'm just going to do that divided by 2. That'll give me the midpoint. So it'll be 660 divided by 2, which is 330. So be something like that, right? All right, and so now, and then we just go, so it'll be something like that as well, okay? All right, so now I can kind of graph the curve. The amplitude is 1. So it's going to go like this. It's going to go from here up. Down, back up. Down, back up. Okay. And so that would be the sine graph, right? And now what I want to do is I want to, from these peaks, I'm going to draw my new cosecants, right? And remember that the wherever sine is 0, cosecant's going to be undefined, right? Because it's the reciprocal. So if you flip over 0, you get undefined. So I'm just going to draw these asymptotes in here. All right, and then now I'll just draw those. Oh yeah, here's one. Forgot to put this asymptote here. All right, so that's cosecant. Now secant, here we have a minus 1 here. That's just k. That's just the vertical. So that's going to go down 1. All right. And by the way, remember that there's no amplitude here. So let me put amplitude NA period. Is just 360, right? That didn't change. Phase shift was right 150. And vertical shift was none. All right, so for this one, amplitude is 3. All right, and then the period, see, is 1/3, so I'm going to multiply 3 by 160. So that's 1080. All right, and then if I divide everything by 1/3 here, then I get theta plus 90, right? And so that means my phase shift would be left 90. And then finally, our vertical shift is down 1. All right. So phase shift left 90. So if I was originally going to, well, the period's of 1080, right? So I'm going to go left 90 from there. So let's see, that's about a quarter. A quarter of, yeah, so, or a half of each of those units. All right, and then, so 1080 minus 90 is 990. And so half of 990 would be 495. So 495 is somewhere here. Okay. And so remember, this is a cosecant, right? So normally we would start at the top. And since our amplitude is 3, we would normally start up here, right on the y-axis. But since we move left 90, we're going to be starting up here a little bit to the left, okay? And so then it's going to go down. And actually, this will be at the bottom here, so it's going to go like... So it's going to go down to here. Back up. And back down. So forth, okay? All right, so amplitude... Oh, I messed up. Amplitude 3, I went as high as 3. But remember, the baseline is down 1, right? So the baseline is going to be right here. All right, so that means the amplitude is going to be here, and then it's going to be here. So it's going to be 3 in either direction, right? 3 up and 3 down. All right, so this will be out here too. So when I graph it, try this again. So it's going to go down. To there. Back up to there. Something like that. All right. So we can see now it's 3 in either direction, right? In terms of the amplitude. And we can see the period, that one full cycle goes from, yeah, negative 90 all the way to 990. All right, and so now I'm going to see where my zeros are. And remember, the zeros are where it would cross a midline because we have a transformation here. So all right, so then we're going to go from here up, here down, all right. So that's how we do secant and cosecant.